Nash and Ari stood in front of the ominous haunted house on 13th Ave. The old, decrepit building loomed before them, its windows boarded up and the front door hanging off its hinges. The air around the house felt heavy and oppressive, sending shivers down their spines. Their dad had warned them countless times to stay away from the abandoned building, but the brothers were determined to explore its mysteries. They had heard stories from their friends about strange noises coming from the house at night and shadows moving in the windows when no one was inside. As they stepped closer to the house, a cold breeze swept through the air, causing the brothers to exchange nervous glances. Nash could feel his heart pounding in his chest, but he was determined not to show his fear in front of Ari. They took a deep breath and stepped over the creaking threshold into the darkness that awaited them. Inside, the air was thick with dust, and the floor creaked beneath their weight. Nash and Ari cautiously made their way through the foyer, their footsteps echoing eerily in the silence. The dim light filtering through the boarded-up windows cast strange shadows on the peeling wallpaper, making the place seem more haunted than ever. As they ventured further into the house, the atmosphere grew more oppressive. The temperature seemed to drop, and Nash couldn't shake the feeling that unseen eyes were watching their every move. Ari, usually the more fearless of the two, began to fidget nervously. The brothers exchanged uneasy glances but pressed on, curiosity overpowering their growing anxiety. The hallway stretched out before them like a labyrinth, doors on either side appearing as ominous portals into the unknown. Nash and Ari hesitated before choosing a door to open. The first room they entered was filled with dusty, antique furniture draped in white sheets. The air was stale and a musty odor permeated the room, making them wrinkle their noses in disgust. As they explored further, they stumbled upon a room that seemed frozen in time. A child's bedroom, untouched for decades, with faded wallpaper adorned with teddy bears and trains. Creepy porcelain dolls sat on an old-fashioned dresser, their unblinking eyes seemingly following the brothers' every move. Goosebumps prickled on Nash's arms, and Ari's unease was palpable. A distant sound echoed through the house, a low moan that sent a chill down their spines. The brothers exchanged a terrified look, realizing that they might not be alone in the haunted dwelling. Trying to convince themselves it was just the wind, they pressed on, determined to uncover the secrets of the haunted house on 13th Ave. The next room they entered was a dimly lit library, shelves filled with dusty, decaying books. Nash ran his fingers along the spines, the sensation sending shivers down his spine. Ari, drawn to an ancient-looking book on the center table, reached out to touch it. As soon as his fingers grazed the cover, a gust of wind extinguished the candles, plunging them into complete darkness. Panic set in as they fumbled for a way out. The oppressive silence was shattered by distant whispers that seemed to surround them. Nash's heart raced, and Ari's hand clamped down on his shoulder. In the pitch-black darkness, they could feel a presence, an otherworldly force that seemed to toy with them. A dim, ghostly light emerged from the end of the corridor, revealing a ghastly figure. The brothers gasped as a spectral child, clad in old-fashioned clothes, appeared before them. The ghostly child's hollow eyes stared directly at Nash and Ari, sending shivers down their spines. Frozen in fear, they watched as the apparition beckoned them to follow. Unable to resist, the brothers trailed the ghostly child through winding corridors and secret passages. The air grew colder with each step, and the ominous whispers intensified. The ghost led them to a hidden room at the heart of the haunted house, a room that seemed untouched by time. In the center of the room, an old music box played a haunting melody. Nash and Ari couldn't tear their eyes away as the ghostly child gestured toward the box. The melody seemed to seep into their very souls, weaving a tale of tragedy and loss. The room filled with an ethereal glow as shadows danced along the walls. Suddenly, the temperature plummeted, and the room echoed with anguished wails. The ghostly child's form contorted, revealing a face twisted in agony. Nash and Ari, unable to look away, felt the weight of sorrow pressing upon them. The room seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy, and the brothers realized they had uncovered a long-buried tale of despair within the haunted house. As the ghostly figure dissipated, the music box fell silent, leaving Nash and Ari in the chilling stillness of the room. The oppressive atmosphere lifted, and the house no longer seemed haunted, but burdened by the weight of a tragic past. The brothers, shaken and wide-eyed, made their way back through the winding corridors, the once ominous whispers now replaced by an unsettling silence. Emerging into the dim light of day, Nash and Ari found themselves outside the haunted house on 13th Ave once more. The air felt lighter, and the ominous presence that had clung to the building seemed to have dissipated. The brothers exchanged a solemn glance, silently acknowledging the profound experience they had just lived through. As they walked away from the haunted house, Nash and Ari couldn't shake the lingering sense of melancholy that had settled upon them. The mysteries of the abandoned building had unraveled before their eyes, revealing a tale of heartache and sorrow that transcended the boundaries of the living and the dead. The haunted house on 13th Ave, once a place of fear, now stood as a testament to the enduring echoes of the past.